Hey guys, who here remembers this old horror MMORPG called Requiem? I wanted to make a video and talk about this because a couple months ago it had a relaunch and I used to play this a lot. It is free to play and it is on Steam, so feel free to try it out, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will answer them as soon as possible. A quick list of things that I like about this game. A horror theme, monsters are creepy, especially nightmare monsters that show up between 23 and 2 o'clock. Even to this day this game has some of the creepiest monsters. Of course the graphics are out of date, but the atmosphere is still there. Also this game has nudity, so it is not always safe for work. PvP is pretty big. There are a couple battlefields, but it seems most people either do random duels to show who has bigger schlong, or main strongest battlefield, where you can buy OP looking gear to equalize your power, but those items can only be used inside that battlefield. Dungeons are a lot more exciting than grinding. Dungeons used to be very challenging and required full party, but some of the early dungeons can be easily solid now, although you do encounter other players farming dungeons later on. Bosses, however, require really OP gear to solo, or you need to be like 20 levels higher, or just have a buddy to heal you. Upgrading gears can look like a chore, but it has some cool features and you can even feel really OP early on, which helps leveling new characters. There is sort of talent system shared between all characters, easily resettable. There is special transformation which you unlock at level 30 after doing a quest in one of the dungeons. Transformation probably isn't used that much. During transformation you can still use all of your normal skills, but we're gonna get extra multiplier to the damage. So you essentially use it when you are in danger or just want to quickly kill a couple enemies fast. So you will want to level up this beast transformation. It has auction house, easy to search what you need and sell. It has different multiple classes, each serving different role slightly bit. Each race has its own like supports and mage and warriors class, but I'm gonna talk that a bit later on. There are also passive points called DNA, which enhances some of the skills, which helps customize your build a bit more. There are more things that I like, but this is just a quick overview. Now a quick history, because Requiem had a couple different names. So Requiem released in America on 2008 and it was called Requiem Vladimir. Later on, like 1 year later, it was renamed into Requiem Memento Mori, and in 2013 there was a big update called Requiem Rise of the Reaver. And now as of July 2022 it had a relaunch called Requiem Desiderium Mortis. This relaunch was supposed to remove some pay-to-win stuff from the cash shop and a few other things, but the game is 14 years old and hasn't seen proper improvements in a long time. There are still bugs from 7 years ago, and of course it has bots like any other MMORPG and people who think that anyone who defeats them are hackers, of course. However, despite all that, I still like playing this, because none of that matters if you just want to experience the game, go through quests, do dungeons, try different builds. There may be some problems launching the game, so I will mention this right now. I am playing through Steam and it will still launch its own launcher. Make sure you go to settings, change resolution to whichever you want and select English language, because sometimes it defaults to Russian or other language and then the game will not launch. You may experience some crashes in the game, and if that happens, it kind of rolls back your settings and some of the skills from your skill bar may get deleted. You will have to place them again. To avoid that, I first go back to the character screen and then exit the game, or do that before entering dungeon. Now other than that and the game just being 14 years old and feeling clunky sometimes, I haven't noticed any serious problems. It does have kind of negative reviews on Steam and you can read them yourself, but for me it doesn't matter. I played this game many years ago. I know it isn't perfect and I wish it was better, but there are still many things that I like about it. So let's move on and let me explain about the game, how to progress, how item upgrading works, about classes and other things. But before that, if you like this kind of nostalgia trip, leave a like. So maybe first about the leveling. Most of the XP you're going to get doing quests, so don't worry too much about getting little XP from monsters. Champion and nightmare monsters will give a lot more XP, but it will still feel little compared to the quest XP. General tips. H is for auto pickup. Click it every time you are near glowy cube on the ground, or press G to view the loot. You won't make much money from monsters unless sometimes you get lucky and find compression zeons, whatever you call it. They can be sold for quite a lot at the auction house, or you can use it to upgrade your own items. Prioritize upgrading jewelry because most likely you won't be replacing your jewelry until level 50 plus. There are better equipments that drop in dungeons, but some of them going to require a higher tier zeons to upgrade, so it isn't really worth it unless you are rich and want to feel really OP with a new character. Some items have set bonuses, they also come from dungeons or from battlefield NPC. Now moving on to item upgrading. Upgrading items increases some of the base stats like damage or armor or strength, etc. Enhancing items adds new modifier. For that you need special zeons. They are pretty common but don't waste them. Mostly just save defense, evasion, damage or crit zeons. You can use item reduction NPC to get materials for upgrading items, but that's pretty expensive actually to do it, and it's usually not really worth it unless you really need some zeons, or until much higher levels. Compounding is more like crafting. You can upgrade items into more powerful versions or craft empty nightmare accessories into powerful set accessories. There are a couple quests rewarding those upgrades, otherwise you're probably gonna have to farm inside nightmare map, but monsters there are really hard unless you got the healer. As I mentioned, items have different tiers, but it is mostly to prevent farming low tier zeons and using them for high level items. First it is basic tier, then supernus, then eximus, then rare, and so on. Each tier of items need different zeons for upgrades. That's why you want to upgrade your basic tier accessories as much as possible. Like try to get plus 15. Replacing them will be expensive. After level 30 you can do a quest to get a beast form. At level 50 you can choose a second class. To open DNA passives click N, but do not waste them. Resetting will cost real money, or you can remake the character. It takes around 3 to 4 days I would say to reach level 60, just doing quests and running back and forth from one quest to another quest NPC. Max level recently was increased to level 75, later it will be increased again, opening new zones and new dungeons. To open talents click C, then go to social tab. There you will see alternative leveling, which stops your normal XP and instead gives honor XP, but only from monster kills. Quests are not affected. Honor points are shared between characters, so you will want to use higher level character to level up honor faster. Honor passives can be reset for free anytime. If you got additional questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Now quickly about classes. There are 4 different races and I'm just going to rename them to humans, orcs, dark elves and children scientists. Yeah, let's go with that. Humans are sort of balanced classes, can be tank with shield, can be healer, can be mage, sort of light, holy, lighting theme. Orcs strong, big weapon, hit hard, no need brain. But they also have shaman class, uses fire skills and totems. Dark elves, evasive, uses a lot of body lotion. Rogues use dual weapons or crossbows. Mage class is sort of dot, curse or minion theme. The I'm too smart for you children scientist race is weird. Warriors can be melee or ranged using launcher guns. Mage class is either elementalist or druid with shapeshifting forms. As for DNA points, you start with 25 points. Some DNA only upgrades to 5, some to 10. There are quest DNA points and cash DNA points, but I still don't know how to get them. If you know, let us know in the comments below. A couple tips for new players. Maybe start with a range class, maybe better even mage. It will feel much better because most early skills can be casted while moving and they do good damage. Do main quests, skip daily quests. At around level 10 there is a quest that rewards with a mercenary which can be upgraded every 10 levels by doing a quest where you are required to collect DNA samples from certain monsters. Upgrade is done through the compound blacksmith. There are login rewards but very basic. There's also 1 day click roulette, use that. If you need money, try farming nightmare map, but better option is probably running dungeons. Either premium dungeons or sewers in Novalux's town. Sewer's entrance is right next to the exit. Next dungeon will be here. You can solo it pretty easily at around level 30. It drops set items and in general has better loot. You won't see other players running around, so you need to party before entering it. If you want to try Battlefield and PvP, first find strongest Battlefield NPC and buy items. They can only be used in that battlefield. See if you like this kind of chaos. Our battlefields are less chaotic, but not many people do them. Battlefields are really good for getting good gears, but hard to get scores inside it. So that pretty much covers the basics. Again, if you have any questions or want to share some extra information, let us know in the comments below. I will be playing this game for a couple more weeks, I think, until next Path of Exile League, so you may spot me in game. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.